Selflessness, loyalty, thoughtfulness, and helpfulness are just some of the qualities that our society generally regards as positive. After all, people who possess these qualities usually make an important contribution to the positive development of society as a whole. But among all the positive qualities, there is one that is possibly the most important of all: honesty. However, honesty is a trait that is not as easy to find as you might think. Studies have found that about 40% of adults lie at least once a day. Of course, these are often minor dishonesties or even white lies. Nonetheless, these also speak to dishonest behavior. This means that honest people are rare in today's society and therefore all the more valuable. But what makes honest people? In today's video, we'll introduce you to 7 insightful characteristics of honest people. See if you count these among your strengths too. If you like our videos, please support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Psychology in Mind, activate the little bell, and look forward to the videos we upload for you every day. Number 1, you do not value popularity. Do you care what other people think about you, or do you not particularly value the opinions of others? The answer to this question can tell you a lot about your honesty. Because if you depend on the opinion of others, it will be very difficult to express your honest opinion. However, if you don't care about your popularity, then you won't care if others consider you attractive, interesting, or intelligent. Hypocritical flattery completely bounces off you. You know your own worth, and don't want to waste your time trying to convince other people of your worth. You do good things not to become more popular, but because you truly believe in the cause. Anything else would go against your own conviction. Number 2, you have very strong beliefs. You stand by your opinion, your values, and your convictions without fear of offending other people. Honest people defend what they believe in, even if they belong to a minority. They are not afraid to swim against the current. They don't change their mind just because people around them think differently. Above all, honest people do not lie just because they expect to gain an advantage. Job application situations are a good indicator to determine whether a person is honest or not. There are usually 2 different types of people in job applications. One group fibs, portraying themselves in a better image and claiming, for example, that they are ideally suited for the job, even though this may not be true. The other group, on the other hand, will honestly admit weaknesses and clearly admit when they cannot meet certain job requirements. Number 3, you sometimes seem a little impolite. As an honest person, you are someone who speaks his honest opinion straightforwardly. You are not afraid to speak the truth, even if it is uncomfortable or could hurt another person. Because deep down, you are convinced that a truth that hurts is still better than a convenient lie. Of course, you won't make only friends with this attitude. Many people don't want to face reality and may interpret your behavior as rude. They may even accuse you of not caring about other people's feelings. Nothing could be further from the truth, however, because honest people do not harbor evil intentions. They consider truth to be the highest good that must be defended. They may cause a stir, but they also earn admiring recognition from many sides. Number 4, you've developed thick skin. How do you deal with criticism from others? Are you someone who feels quickly attacked, or can you accept constructive criticism? Honest people are often people who let criticism bounce off of them. These people are unconventional, stand up for themselves and their opinions, and often receive a lack of understanding from their fellow human beings. That's why they often have a very thick skin. Instead of feeling depressed, they tend to react impassively to rejections or accusations. Even insults cannot harm them. They draw their self-worth from themselves and not from the judgment of other people. Number 5, you speak in a calm, even voice. Whether people are lying or honest can be easily recognized by their voice. Have you ever noticed that someone permanently speaks in a higher pitch of voice during a conversation? This is a sign that someone is not telling the truth, because lying increases internal stress, which in turn changes the pitch of the voice. However, if you are honest and have nothing to hide, you will be able to speak in a consistently calm tone. because then you won't care about what someone asks you. You don't even care if someone accuses you. You have nothing to hide, so you can remain calm and speak in a calm, matter-of-fact tone. Number 6, your movement is very natural. It's not just the voice that can expose a liar. Nonverbal signals can also tell you a lot about whether a person is speaking the truth or not. You've probably met someone whose body language doesn't match what they say. This is usually the case when the person has something to hide or is even anxious. Similar to voice, it's the same with body posture. If you are honest and open, it will show in your movements. Your body, gestures, and facial expressions will appear authentic and natural to other people because you are completely relaxed. In contrast, people who tend to lie often appear somewhat stiff and unnatural in their movements. Number 7, you have strong bonds. Do you find it easy to form close bonds and meaningful relationships with others? Trusting relationships are largely based on honesty. That's also why honest people usually build close friendships relatively easily. After all, who wants to be surrounded by people who gossip behind others' backs? It is much better to have an honest person as a friend who is not afraid to confront you if there is a problem. Even if honest people aren't always easy to deal with, you know where you stand with them and that you can rely on them. Today's conclusion. As mentioned at the beginning, honest people are not the rule in today's society. If you recognize yourself in the characteristics just mentioned, then you can count yourself among the people for whom honesty is important. Still, keep these characteristics in mind when it comes to assessing other people. This way, you can easily distinguish those who lie to you from honest people. That's all for today.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.